wa mama, ai, tupa miguu. Vijana twende, ai, soma, ai, tupa miguu. Ai, cheza, 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 ale binana yo. Weka mikono juu. Bado. Yes. Seven. Twende. Cheza. Vigelegele. Weka hivi. Sokeza. Hey. Are you ready, guys? Sikia. Nimeonja pendo lako, nimejua umwema. Yesu yuko hapa. Sema, Yesu yuko wapi? Ai, Yesu yuko wapi? Hivi, umemwona Yesu wapi? Ai, Yesu yuko wapi? Umemwona Yesu wapi? Ai, Yesu yuko wapi? Walk around. Umemwona, tembea. Tembea sasa hivi. Sema, Yesu yuko wapi? Wengine wanatembea. Umemwona Yesu wapi? Kuja mbele, kuja. Ai, Yesu yuko wapi? Kwani umemwona Yesu wapi? Anaponya kiwa wapi Yesu? Anagusa wengine watembea. Tembea. I want to see you. Yesu yuko wapi? Ati uona Yesu wapi? Hivi. Yesu yuko wapi? Ati umemwona Yesu wapi? Mama, Yesu yuko wapi? Umemwona Yesu wapi? I say, come on. Mama. Cheza bien, man. Cheza bien. Ay. Daddy. Cheza bien. Toque. Cheza bien. Ay, so. Let me teach you a dance. Are you ready? If you are ready, shout. Sikia. Moto. Start. Moto. Asusha moto. Yeah. Hey. Zunguka. Bado zunguka. Let's go. Moto. Ria. Wapi vigele. Somebody shout. I want to hear you shouting to the Lord. Somebody scream. Ini ya mwisho. Tunainama, tunainuka, twainua. Everybody. Sema tena kwa nguvu, tunainama mbele zake kama maserafi na makerubi. Yesu. Sema hivi, tunapiga kelele, tunapiga kelele, tunapiga kelele, twainua, tunaruka juu, tunaruka juu, ruka ruka, ai, tunapiga magoti. Tunapiga magoti. Yesu ni Bwana wangu, hakuna kama Yesu. Tunashangilia, shangilia, shangilia, tunashangilia. Raba zakataba. Tunainama, everybody. Ya mwisho. Go down, go down. Weka kitambaa juu. Are you ready? Let's go. Ai! Tunai! Welcome. Yes! Ay! Sema hivi. Yes! 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 Yahweh! 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 Bi 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 bi. Alabina. Tunaina. Ay! Yeah! Nice, nice. Ay! Ay! Ale, cheza, 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 cheza. Dance, 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 dance. Wapi vigelegele na ye? Vigelegele, vige. Tunaina.
Hey! Hey! Woo! Hallelujah! Hey! My goodness! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Unajua wakikaa hapo, it won't stop, it won't stop. I'm just gonna ask that the flaps be open. The room has become so hot. Hot, 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 hot. If we can open the flaps, oxygen is important. Excellent, great. Now, I told you to know your neighbor because I've seen how some of you are looking at your neighbor when they were dancing. It's like there's warfare. They were fighting something. So make sure you know your neighbor even as you have your blessed seats. Welcome to the afternoon session. We're going to have a great time. Woo! I see the guys in the back. Let me hear some noise for the guys in the far back. Oh, good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. Ah, katikati hapa, let me hear some noise. Now our east side, let me hear some noise. Now our east side, let me hear some noise. Fantastic, fantastic. Hey, flags are flying, vuvuzelas are blowing. It's a great day, it's a great day, it's a great day. Now, we just want to celebrate the fact that the success of the Light Up Conference is a wholesome grooming of an individual. So spiritually, you will be enhanced, and also we wanted to empower people in different areas. So this year, City Lighters Church, our theme is the year of enlargement. And one of the things we know that God is calling us to do is be enlarged in different mountains that the Lord is calling us to influence. And so the lady coming up, we're going to have a panel, and she's going to do more justice than me because all of you know her and love her. She is a communications expert par excellence. Hey, come on. She is a media personality. She has a wealth of years in media. She is influential. She is powerful. She's a coach. She trains. But above all else, she's a city lighter. Hey! Come on, come on. Let's celebrate the one and only Miss Kaleche Mumo as she comes up to moderate this. Come on, let's celebrate this woman of God. You can do a better job than that. Hey! Don't stop cheering. Come on. Now, hey. Come on. Yes, yes, yes. She had come with her own audience. Don't play with her also. Welcome, Kaleche.
Thank you
Go
so
ahead.
much. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Praise God at the back. Hey, even though mta praise God. Hey, praise God. I'm so delighted and excited to be here to take this opportunity to lead this moderation, this panel. I love the Lord Jesus, and I'm happy to be in Eldoret. Thank you for the welcome. Thank you, Reverend George and Pastor Pauline, for allowing me to be honored enough to do this moderation, and we're looking forward to a really exciting time. So you can have your blessed seats because I have amazing people that I will be calling up to go through a conversation that I think a lot of the people in the room, especially our fathers, can attest to, that has brought them to where they are today, and that's the element of discipline. Nasi kuchapwa? Discipline, your own personal discipline, and what it has done for people to be enlarged. We're here to talk about enlargement. Our word at City Lighters came from Isaiah 54, 2-3, and it talks about how you need to prepare for enlargement, how you need to sing for joy despite what you've been through. And increase coming means that you have to be prepared to enlarge your tent. You need to stretch it out. You need to pull out those pegs and dig them deep. And that, I can tell you from my experience, is not something that you do by waking up at 10 a.m. and then saying, okay, what does this tent look like? It doesn't work like that. There's a discipline you have to form for you to be enlarged. So today we are going to be having a discussion around how discipline is a tool for enlargement. Say discipline for enlargement. Discipline for enlargement. It is a process. And discipline, it definitely means preparing the ground to be able to succeed. And so the panel that I'm going to be having today is very diverse, and they have been able to work with discipline and have seen enlargement in different fields. So our first panelist is a tech disruptor, a passionate educator, and a champion for women in STEM. And if you don't know what STEM is, she will be telling us what that is. She's a founder from right here in Eldoret of Eldo Hub. What to Eldoret? She's your founder na hivyo ndio mnamureceive. She is a founder of Eldo Hub, a tech innovative hub that aims to create opportunities for youth in technology through digital skills, classes, STEM education, entrepreneurship, lessons, and access to mentorship opportunities. She's been empowering youth across Kenya with those digital skills. And as a computer scientist and US exchange alumna, she is changing the narrative of rural tech access through her foundation, Tech Starlets. Help me in welcoming this amazing woman, engineer Magdalene Chepkemoi. A round of applause until she gets here. Welcome, welcome. You can have a seat here. Thank you, thank you. If we can get some microphones for my panelists, please. Let me get those brought up to them. Our next guest is not a guest, or rather not someone you don't know. You actually know him very well, especially the people who come from Nairobi City Lighters. They know him. He's not just a gospel artist. He is a movement. From the game-changing duo Kelele Takatifu to a successful solo career. All right, I can tell you love him. All right, nasijamaliza. Hey, washamuita. All right, Mochi just come because clearly they know it is you. Karibu sana. So just to let you know, other than just being a gospel artist, he leads something we call Cheza Gospel. It's a platform that makes faith-based music relevant and vibrant. He's passionate about God, very passionate about God, and not only as a gospel artist, but a musicpreneur with his organization, Kabisa Entertainment, and he serves as a leader under City Lighters Church. Lovely to have you here. Now, our next panelist, she has a background in journalism and serves as a program specialist within the public diplomacy section of the US Embassy. Okay? That is where she spearheads initiatives and curates experiences that bridge culture, fosters collaborations, and promotes mutual understanding between Kenya and the United States through the American Spaces program. She has also been in production of films and project management. She's an amazing woman. Esther Kingaha, welcome to the podium. We have a lovely, lovely group of people here. There's some microphones there with you. So today we are discussing how discipline actually can empower you to grow, to enlarge your tents. It's a tool for enlargement. And we've seen it just by hearing the different things that you've done. Maybe there's somebody who's thinking, hey, these people, what have they achieved? So Magdalene, I'm going to come to you first. And I know that you are delving in STEM. And there are people who may be thinking, what is STEM? And what are these digital skills? See me, I know social media. What's the problem? So what is STEM, very briefly, for someone who might be wondering? And then you can walk us through what your tech and innovation journey has looked like with discipline as its foreground.
Thank you. Thank you so much. STEM is one of those keywords. Sometimes when I go to different events and I talk about these tech names and everything. But STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I think we all know that currently the world is going tech. And somehow everything is influenced by technology. I know that the job that you have now, as we go on, it will be a tech job. So consider every job as a tech job. Because somehow you need to incorporate technology, whether you are running a business, whether you are running your career, whether you are a lawyer, Whether you are an accountant, you need to use ERP systems, you need to use QuickBooks, and all this technology to enhance what you are doing. If you are in medicine, you have to use maybe telemedicine. So STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and it's somehow I'm in the field of computer science. So, and you know, science influence a lot from research, where you know that's how different things were discovered, including the medicines that we have and everything. But for me, I focus mostly on technology because that's where the world is going. You know, our economy is being influenced by technology. It is believed that it will grow into billions in the next few years. So, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And now that you know what STEM is, you have been doing tech and innovation for a while now. And so what does enlargement look like to a person in your industry? Because we're all afraid, some of us, of how tech and AI is going to take over. Next, we'll have Moji's voice being sung by a machine or something, and we're like, what just happened? Then you'll hear someone speaking, and it's not me. We're so afraid. But in terms of enlargement, from a perspective of somebody who is in that tech space, what does that look like for you?
So I think enlargement is more of, you know, how we could leverage on this technology to grow what we have. Like personally, you know, I've grown Eldoret from scratch, an organization which is focusing on technology. Yes, and I grew up in the rural areas. I was just a village girl. I had not seen a computer until when I got to high school. So, and I got interested in technology. And I think for me, enlargement is being an expert in what you do and creating impact in the area that, you know, in technology. How do you leverage on this technology to grow your business, to grow yourself to where you are? Because, you know, for us at Eldoret, which is an organization focusing on technology, innovation, as well as education. So enlargement looks like, you know, how do I empower this young person to grow and build this person to a point where, you know, they are leveraging on technologies, they are getting opportunities even outside the country, and, you know, working even for organizations in the, like, for example, in the US. We've had a young person who didn't even understand anything on technology, comes in, we build them from scratch, train them on the latest tools and technologies, and this person ended up learning data science, became an expert in data science, and ended up getting a job in an organization in the US called Lunchbox. And now he's making over $200,000 per month, and he doesn't have to be physically in the US to work there. He's here and he's earning that. I feel like that is what enlargement is.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And Esther, now that we've mentioned the US, there are lots of different cultures when we look at Kenya and we look at what's happening in the US and how your approach to what enlargement is. What kind of things have you seen as a program specialist that enlargement cross-culturally applies? How do we even begin to quantify between the two cultures? What have you seen and witnessed out there?
Hi everyone. So I happen to run our network of American spaces throughout the country. What those are, think of them as hubs, tech hubs, innovation hubs, creative hubs that are scattered across the country. And so when you think about enlargement in the context of Kenya and the US, it means you come in with what you know, and an American comes in with what they know, and the two of you collaborate, right? So we're looking at Kenyans who are amazing. I believe Kenyans are brilliant, and they are doing amazing things.
That's right.
And it is such a joy for me to create this opportunity alongside my colleagues, where we come and collaborate, we query, we ask, okay, what's the problem and how can we think about a solution? So enlargement to me looks like, one, changing our mindset to begin to see ourselves as the solutions the world has been waiting for, seeing ourselves as equal partners or people who can actually collaborate with innovators in the States and create something that changes everything.
And we love that. And we love that you're here, even just sharing that information with us, because there's definitely something we can learn from you and gain by collaborating. Right. So, Moji, you know, collaborations are quite a thing when it comes to the gospel industry, the music industry, and people sometimes are afraid that if I collaborate, I will not get my enlargement. It will be our enlargement. And so therefore, I want mine. You know, there's that thing. And I know, having been in a group, sometimes you see that, then you come out and you're doing it on your own. But what does enlargement look like for you in the industry as a musician and a gospel artist? What have you seen that can now be termed as enlargement?
Thank you very much, Kaleche. And tapambana na kizungu lakini
hata Kiswahili tunaweza ongea. Usinione hivyo.
Yeah. Najua wanasema enlargement kwangu ni kurefuka, but mshindwe. I see you. But for me, I think enlargement looks like us being able to impact like the global like market or industry or ministry, even as Kenyan artists, being able to say that we're able to go to, like our music is able to cross borders, hata kama tuko huku, or whether we need to go there. Enlargement looks like us, even in the area that we are in, Kenya, East Africa, having impact, impacting culture, impacting people, impacting young people so that they can be drawn to God through our music, or they can be, you know, they can cross over. So impact, so enlargement for me is just impact.
It's impact.
It could mean charting topping the charts. It could mean having millions of views. It could mean a soul coming to Christ. But for us, enlargement basically means all these things. So we must be able to have those tangible things to say that niaje, niko na show Eldoret, and then the next show ni Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah. Brazil it is.
And then after that,
Brazil it is.
That is impact for me. Impact is what we have in this room, being able to gather this many young people to come and worship God. So impact, enlargement for us just looks like all those things.
Impact,
yeah.
Crossing the borders,
yeah.
Reaching more people, and getting people to
and
know.
Affecting culture.
I
being
like
able to
that.
affect culture,
Yes,
being able to affect how people talk, being able to impact how people interact with each other online and even in person, being able to see people behave a certain way just off listening to gospel music or following a gospel artist on social media or something like that. Yeah.
Awesome. Crossing those borders is so important because there's so much to learn. And I think, Magdalene, you had the opportunity to go to experience what the tech world is doing in the US, and you came back with certain things. What kind of disciplines did you pick up from there? What are the sacrifices as well that you made? Because we always talk about the nice stuff, but we don't talk about what we have to sacrifice. Because I think discipline for anyone in this room, it requires a level of sacrifice. It requires you to kind of hold back certain needs and wants you have to be able to do greater good. So what were some of those things that you had to do, and what did you bring back?
Yes. Yeah, so I participated in a program by the US Department of State. One of them is the Tech Women program, where I went to the US, that is San Francisco. San Francisco is the Silicon Valley. That's where technology, LinkedIn, Twitter, all are headquartered there. And this is a mentorship program which enables women to understand, also to promote women. So we were selected 102 women across Africa, Middle East, and those countries called Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan. So, I was among the 102 women who were selected to participate in the program.
And that deserves a round of applause.
Yes, yes. So my experience there was very good. I think first when I went to the US again was through the Mandela Washington Fellowship. And I think it was a culture shock because, this is different discipline, of course, is on another level, and sometimes also different cultures. Sometimes what is acceptable there, sometimes is not acceptable here. So that's a whole different thing. But I learned a lot of things. What Jerry was talking about, Esther, she was talking about collaboration, where Kenyans and an American come together, and it requires a lot of discipline, it requires a lot of patience, it requires, this is teamwork. You are even collaborating with people you've never met met. It requires a lot of discipline. You understand yourself and you know what you want. And the reason why I was selected for this program is because of my story. It's my story of resilience. I didn't wake up one day and become successful. And I was telling Kaleje earlier today that, sometimes when we talk about what we've been able to achieve, it's all positive stories, positive. But there's a lot of sacrifice. There's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of resilience. You have to keep going until you get to where people are noticing that, this is the talent that we want to support to go and beyond. So I just growing up, like I said, from the village, getting to say, I want to focus on computer science. I feel like, this is what I want. Technology is what I want, and I want to be an expert in what I do. So there are some softwares that I had developed, and I remember even in my internship, my boss was called Philip Thigo. He's currently a UN envoy to Kenya, and also he was the head of innovation in the office of the deputy president, who is the current president at the moment. But that's some of the networks that you keep building, and you keep building your track record. And I feel like that is discipline. You don't just, you have to be good in what you do. And I think from my traction, I was selected to participate in this program. So while in the US, we collaborated with a lady called Finlay. She was my mentor. I was paired with her, and we developed a software called Sasakazi, which is a digital solution currently which has over 10,000 users. And we are working with, it's supporting young people, and we have two strategies in this platform: skills and talent for business, and skill and talent to businesses. So what that means is you can use your skills and talent to actually launch a business out of it, but you can use the same skill and talent to support other businesses to digitize. So you can help them like build e-commerce platform and all that. So we link them to these opportunities. And I developed through the partnership that we had in the US, and it is now a fully fledged system.
Wonderful.
So participating in this program, of course, it requires a lot of discipline, it requires a lot of collaboration, and it requires a lot of resilience. Thank you.
I'll come back to you so to tell us some of those sacrifices and that discipline, what that discipline is, because I think people would love to get to know what that is. So, Esther, there's a level of discipline that it requires to be who you are and where you are placed. I'm hearing that Magdalene is calling you Jerry. There are people who know you as Jerry, but today we're talking to Esther. Guys, we're talking to Esther of the US Embassy. So the level of discipline, you've gone through quite a journey, and you've been in film production, you've been a project manager, you've done great things even to where you are now. What level of discipline has it taken for you to grow in the capacity you have grown? Because that is enlargement in itself. As an individual, what are some of those things?
Can I be honest? I wasn't always disciplined, and I feel like I'm still in that journey. When I was discovered to even be offered the opportunity to apply for my role, I want to be honest, because I think sometimes you can sit in a panel and feel so aloof, but I really just want to be honest. I have actually been out of a job twice for 2.5 years each time. God benched me. Okay? So I consider myself a growing expert in communication, in development. I develop youth programs for the US Embassy. But before all of that, I worked in journalism. I was part of Nairobi Half-Life, if you know that film. First, let me tell you, film is not for the faint of heart. Tulikuwa tunaamka 4 a.m.
Yes.
Discipline. 4 hours
Discipline.
only for a whole month to shoot that film. But this is the thing. So in those down moments when I was not hired, when I didn't have a job, I would wake up and tell my husband, "You're not leaving me behind. Drop me in town. I will find something to do." And when I did that, I remember putting on Facebook, I still do enjoy teaching people CV writing and how to prepare for job interviews, which was funny because at that time I was not hired. You see where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
And I used to question God a lot, by the way, during that season. But so I put on Facebook, "Hey, where can I get a free venue to teach people this skill. And someone told me about American Spaces. So I went there. There's one in Nairobi, actually 3 in Nairobi. I went to this one, and I remember going there with my laptop and using that space as though it was a hot desk. Yeah, to just go and write applications and do stuff and prepare my presentations for the next opportunity I will get to teach people how to write CVs. So the discipline to not stay at home because I did not have a job.
Yes, that one.
That I didn't know that I was being prepared for something, right? As in, anyone who knows my people, they'll tell you, you will not leave me behind. I will go and I'll make an effort. And I remember I did that for 2.5 years. I don't know how many of you can do that for 2.5 years, twice. And someone came and found me there and asked me, I see you here a lot. What do you do? I said, if you have 5 minutes, I'll show you. And I had a ready pitch deck. And I pitched. So I feel like there's some things you have to work on by yourself. And there are those wilderness moments. And that's why you think about those wilderness moments as painful, as hurtful. Where was God when all this was happening? But for me, I think I saw it as an opportunity to build on, hey, can you still work when no one is asking, where's the report? Can you still show up when there's no one checking on the clock, whether you've checked in, right? So turns out the person who stopped me to ask me about this was actually someone working in the US Embassy.
Wow.
And I said, in fact, I'm not even looking for a job. I'm just looking for an opportunity to train people. And it's something I'd been doing for a very long time. So to cut the long story short, one day he just told me, okay, what's your next plan? I said, I have this big vision of doing a conference. And I had this pitch deck and I had all these anticipated speakers. I had the chair of the Kenya Commercial Bank and whatever, all these big names that I had never met. By the way, I'm a big dreamer. I encourage you all to dream big.
Dream big.
Because it actually happened. I set up a conference and I had no job. I had no sponsors. I had none of those people. And it was just a faith journey. And so now when finally I applied and the opportunities came and I sat in for my interview, which by the way I sat in when I was 10 days to delivering my child. And you walk into an interview room and you're like, who's going to hire a pregnant lady? And the US gave me an opportunity, right? And they gave me time to go take care of my child and come back to work. And so I felt that because to whom much is given, much is expected, then whatever discipline I had in my wilderness moment won't work for now. I have to step up. So now I'm expecting more of myself every single day. And for me, I'd rather tell you about that discipline, not necessarily the timekeeping, which is great, and all these things, and preparedness, but expecting more of myself every time because more and more opportunities are coming my way. And so I really have to step up, even from how I think about myself.
Yeah. Even your mindset. I love that. A round of applause for Esther. Even just speaking on that, Moji, that self-discipline. When people think about you being as a gospel artist and they enjoy the music, and he's been releasing music every month. Very proud of him every month. But he needs to tell us how hard it is to be able to keep that up and how hard it is to tell yourself, no matter what happens, I have to keep going. And I'm writing music and I'm praying that God is downloading what people need at this time. What kind of discipline does it take for you as a gospel artist to just keep going and believe in yourself from where you started off in high school to where you are today?
Wow. I think first, before discipline, it starts with a vision. I think first you have to pray to God that He gives you a vision of where He wants to take you and what He wants to achieve through you. So like for me, very young, and I knew, hey, I want to do gospel music and I want to do it at a certain level, and I want to be this guy who does gospel music and impacts, my generation. Now, for those who know me very well, they know I'm very shy. Now everybody will laugh at this point because wanadhani hiyo ni uongo. But I'm a very shy guy and nakuwaga na uoga. So, but I met this guy in high school, alikuwa anaitwa Didi. So by that time, what discipline looked like for me is like, I've always had a book I think lazima ningejaza hiyo book na lyrics. Wow. So the first thing, discipline is that I started off as a rapper. So I wanted to become the best rapper in the world doing gospel music.
World, guys,
yeah,
not Kenya,
yeah.
Africa, world. You have to set your...
Yeah, and I can really rap. And so it looked like me writing lyrics every day, every single day. So nikinunua vitabu zangu za high school, I had one more book, which was a lyric book. Wow. And I used to write every day. So tukihesabu miaka, maybe I've been writing music for, I think, over 20 years now.
Wow.
Because I've always been writing music. And nowadays, atutumii vitabu, tunatumia phone recorder. And up to now, I still annoy my wife because inakuanga ngoja kidogo. Baba yangu na you know.
When it comes and you have to do it.
Yes. So so discipline looks like writing songs every day. It looks like going to the studio even when you don't feel like it. So I have to go to the studio every single day. It looks like performing in the house with your remote because you know one day you're going to get a stage. So you must sharpen your axe every day.
Every single day.
Every single day. So it looks like, you know, even now, like unashona nguo ukisema one day I'm gonna get a performance that itanihitaji mimi. It looks like every single thing and every single aspect. So it's a daily routine thing. It's a consistency game. Yes. Kizungu vile inapotea.
Consistency game. And having faith.
Yes, and having faith.
And trusting the process.
Yes, and I remember, like, you have to be disciplined, and the people around you have to see it. I remember when we were going solo as Kelele Takatifu, I was really convincing my reverend that I want to be Moji Shot Baba. So for 6 months, I gave him a new song every single week.
Whoa. You can testify.
Yes.
Can testify. Rep can testify.
Yes, every single day. So we start with first of all, you have to have a vision. Yeah. And then once you have that vision, you have to set goals, daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, that now will end up will end up making that big picture. Yeah. So start with a vision, write it down, find some people that you can wanaweza kuambia and you can be accountable to them. Yes. And then you need to pursue it every day. And every win, small win, it's a collection. Discipline is an enlargement, is a daily thing. It's many small wins.
Many small wins
that combined,
something big.
They combine together. So when I meet people, they tell me, Moji, all your songs are hit songs. It's a lie. Yeah. They are not. But if you release 100 songs and you're learning from each song, it means that you're going to have some 10 or, big songs. And it's going to seem like every song is big. But if you go to my YouTube, kuna ngoma zimekuwa 15,000. Na ni uchungu sana kwa sababu nimeshoot maka video nikavaa miwani.
Na ukalipa pesa mingi sana.
So discipline is a daily thing, but it starts first with a vision and your commitment to that vision. And that's how I'd sum it up. Yeah.
Jerry, you want to add something?
Can I just tag onto that and say, so a vision is fantastic. For me, I think when people read Habakkuk 2:2, it says, write the vision down,
make it plain and clear.
So, nikienda kizungu kidogo, when you study articles, there's article A and article there. A is when you're introducing a new thing. This is an apple, apple. There, it's something that already existed, the apple, right? So when you see that verse, write down the vision. So it's not your vision. It needed to have existed before.
And for God to put it into you to write it down.
So actually staying in a place where you can hear that vision so that you can become one with that vision. And then he's talking about consistency. That's something that I'm really trusting God to help me with. And because I know I am not that great in that thing, I've set up systems around myself.
Right. Okay.
People who can tell me,
you're going off the track of what you said.
You're off-roading, right? And being vulnerable enough to sit and listen, whether that's in the form of my husband, my pastor, my leader, my employer, and to be humble enough to submit to the system itself. Because I think God is going to set up places for people to step into, but not the version we are right now. And so we have to get to a place where we can actually submit to leadership, submit to that vision, putting systems in place so that we can be consistent and get to the end.
And I love that because, I mean, when you hear that word, submit to, it's not a women's thing. And we always say it, it's not just for women to submit. If you can't submit to God, submit to your leader, submit to whoever who is giving you the next step or next instruction, then you can't deliver. Or even submitting to what you yourself put down and said, this is a vision that has been downloaded, this is what I need to do. So, Magdalene, I mean, when you think about the submission of how you've been able to do what you've been able to do, you've told us you're a rural girl, and you've told us that there were things that you never expected. You got interested in the computers, you saw yourself there. In your life, did you get to see an opportunity where you want to be disciplined for the tech and the things you're doing, but there are people who are thinking, this is a waste of time. Why are you doing this? You know, you should just get married and be happy. And we're not saying marriage is wrong. We're just saying that sometimes that becomes a hindrance. What are some of the things that hindered you, and then you had to be disciplined to what you want, and you're like, I'm focusing? Because sometimes even it's our own parents, and they don't see that this is what you should be doing.
Absolutely. So when we have been discussing all this, I've been thinking that this region is known for athletics, like long distance running, and it requires a lot of discipline. It requires a lot of resilience. Somehow in life it's just like that. Even when you are running a business, you just have to be resilient. You just have to be. We need those values in our young people. And last year we started a program called Tech Run. So Tech Run is just to encourage people to to run so that we can get the same values. You can imagine Kipchoge hearing all these noises that comes, and this is a person who has won a lot of medals and all that, and he requires a lot of discipline. If you listen to him, it requires a lot of discipline. By the time you are running for 42 kilometers, right? So you can imagine what kind of discipline, all that. So I believe that that's kind of the resilience. And for me, I grew, like I said, I grew up in the rural village. But then also, somehow, I also grew up in a Christian family. And I feel like, when Esther was talking about, she kind of positioned herself so that she can thrive in what she does. And sometimes it can be the church that helps you to actually practice what, it could be the space that you need to practice singing. Yeah. It could be the space. Because I remember I used to help my dad to organize events, to support others, and sometimes I could plan for him things, and somehow I practice that, and it is the things that I've been able later in life. I realized that it is because of that background that has enabled me to be resilient, to do things consistently, because I know at the end of it all there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Somehow I'm going to succeed. That's why I never give up, and that's why that's where the resilience comes in. I am always consistent, and at some point people were asking me, why bono nangangana na hiki? You are struggling, you are struggling with all these things. Yes, all things. What is the value? Why don't you go look for a job? I remember even my own dad was looking for jobs for me. He used to send me to, I'm running an organization. An organization, it's not easy. It's not easy. Kwanza kulipa rent, and then you have to pay someone at the end of the month. Si rahisi. So, but then I knew so there was something that I knew that, I have the potential, I have the capability. There was a time someone asked me, I used to go to people and ask them, my name is Magdalene, I'm the CEO and the founder. And someone looked at me, CEO and founder, no, tembea na motorbike. And at that time, I had not bought a car. It wasn't even in my priority list, because, I was looking at, how do I survive to even the next month? How do I pay people and all that? But then Eldoret has really grown. Do you know that we've worked in over 40 counties across the country? Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, we even have a project in Turkana and Garissa County supporting decent digital jobs, working with international labor organization. We've worked even outside the country. We've worked in countries like DRC, Congo, Malawi, Ghana, and all these other countries. And if I had lost hope, if I had listened to all this noise, sometimes people don't even understand, what are you working in? So, but if you believe in yourself, if you believe in that consistency, and sometimes also you need to ask for help, you need to learn, you need to relearn every day. I remember when I was still young in my career, I didn't know how to speak in front of people. And somehow I had to go to Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a public speaking club. So I started by learning an icebreaker speech. How do I speak to people? Yeah. How do I, if it is a presentation? I didn't know. I was from the village. You can imagine a village girl. But somehow I practice. And now when I speak to as many people, I get invited in rooms that I don't know. I usually ask myself, what did I do? When the first lady for the US came to Kenya, I was invited and I was asking myself, why are you inviting me? But it's somehow also the impact and all that. So just be resilient, just go do it. Just, just like a marathon. You have to be disciplined. You have to be resilient. You have to keep going until you get, look at the price. Look at, what do you want to achieve? Have that vision. And what is the goal? What is the plan? How do I get there? And who is there to help me? What is the small resources? Because when I started, I didn't have money. Yes, I didn't have money, Kabisa. I used to go to people that I know. Can you help me? This is my plan. There are so many. I was rejected several times. Accept also to fail and learn very quickly, and always start small so that you are able also to sustain the process.
Yeah. I mean, wonderful story and wonderful background. There's so many nuggets there to learn from. Number one, the biggest one is you have to accept that you fail. You fall down 7 times, but you get back up how many times? You must get up. You must get up. And that's where it all starts. Falling down, getting back up, picking yourself up. Accountability partners that Esther mentioned is also another very important thing. And then the discipline of just even telling yourself, I am good at this. And I think that's something we fall short of sometimes as Kenyans. Moji has alluded to the fact that he used to tell himself, I will be, I will be. But how many young other gospel artists or other aspiring musicians have you met who they want what you have, but when you tell them the things they need to do, it becomes a bit difficult. What advice do you have to someone who's looking at you today and saying, I want what Moji has, I want to be there? How much work do they have to put? What's the discipline line they have? I know you have to wake up at certain. There's sometimes, have you guys watched Moji's movies, music videos, or when he's performing? There's sometimes he jumps, I just say, Lord, what kind of energy is that? Because you also have to have some fitness in you to do what you do. You have to eat right. You have to take care of yourself. I know you're laughing, but I'm sure your dear wife is taking care of that business. So when you see such people, what's your advice to someone like that, discipline-wise?
Yeah. Of course, I eat right. Yeah. Balance that, guys. But when you're saying what I have, like, what do I really have? Like, really, but whatever you think Moji is really the work of the Lord.
Amen.
And there's nothing that I can attribute to. As I've told you, I'm just that shy guy from a place called Ngando. My mta is not even famous. Kuna sometoka mta famous. Kayole, Dantora. Yetu ni tuwa Ngando. Wangapi wanajua Ngando. People don't even know my mta. In Nairobi you have bragging rights. Kisema, I was from Kayole. But me and Pasi same group. Yeni from Kanyore. But the Pasi Leona. I saw Kanyore Primary School in the news while walipewa desk. Clap for Kanyore.
They become famous.
I was like, thank you, God, Kanyore. I will put a desk. But what do I really have? But I think really it's just that discipline. I think it's showing up every day. Yeah. The Bible talks about if the axe is dull, it's very difficult to cut that tree. Yeah. So whatever axe, God has given you, if God has given you music, if God has given you public speaking, if He has given you video editing, it's for you to wake up that and every day and sharpen that axe. Yeah. And put yourself out there. There are guys who maybe, walk up to me and be like, you know what, I need that opportunity. But every single day, there are opportunities around you. And in those opportunities, that's where people will be able to support you.
Yeah.
So if you're from a local church, does that local church know you're a DJ or an artist?
What are you doing there?
Yes, what are you doing there, right? Because the people that will open the next door, sometimes they are around you. And I think, being being able to showcase your gifting and your talent every opportunity you get. So if you're a young and budding artist first, look at the platforms around you. Look at the people. Look at the people around you. Right now, you can even just record yourself and post on TikTok.
Right.
And from that, you can become a global star, not even a Kenyan star. Or, your ministry can be big. If you're a worshiper, wake up to 3 a.m. Worship sessions. Like, from that, people will support you, and that will open doors. So it's small wins, but sometimes the breakthrough is just around you. Second is, it's not, it never stops becoming, like, even if you come from this level to this level, you still have challenges for the next level. So if you're an artist, you're coming off doing, say, a big song, people are like, hey, utaitoa ingine kama hiyo kweli?
Next. What's next?
Right? After this conference, I know, we'll be so happy, but people will be, will be telling us, City Lighters, come to Moyale, and we're there like, hey, what does it look like? And for us to say that we are lighting up the world, then we must go to all those other cities. So it means that at whatever level you are, you must be able to overcome those giants, and then that's going to unlock the other level. Look for opportunities around you. Work on your gifting every single day. Come up with if you can, come up with a daily routine. And let me just be honest. Maybe not everybody, sometimes you can wake up at 5 a.m. kuimba, but maybe hata ukiamka 10 unaweza amua for the next 3 hours utaimba from 10 to 3. No pressure, sindio? Bora ume practice. But if you can wake up early, it's very good because you wake up fresh. Like me, I go to the studio, almost all my songs, 70% are recorded in the morning because there are less distractions then. Sijapambana na vitu mingi, then I'm able to do it. So if you can be able to wake up early and whatever, but sana, it starts with the people around you. It starts with the platforms that God has given you that are available to you, and then those platforms keep opening up bigger and bigger doors.
Yes, and that is how enlargement becomes what it is.
Exactly.
Esther, there's something that Moji has mentioned, and I was just thinking, sometimes people forget that the Bible tells us what's in your hand. Because that's the question. What is in your hand? And in my encounters with a lot of young people who say they want to do what I do, and just like Moji said, you can now record yourself on your phone. When I was starting out, we had to record onto a tape, cassette. Then you send it to the station. Then you pray that somebody doesn't throw it in the dustbin and it winds up in a cassette player for them to hear your voice.
I know somebody Googling a cassette right now.
Yeah, there's someone at the back Googling cassette. Ajui ni nini? Yeah, tape deck. But kuna watu wamenishika pale. When you look at what you have in your hand, and some of the people you encounter even at the American spaces, do they ask for opportunities? What would you tell people? Because you have to ask. And I think that's something that as Africans, we don't do very well. We don't ask as easily or know how to ask in a way that will get you to the next level. Just the same way Moji has said, if you're serving in a certain church, or are you even in a church and not serving, yet you have a skill that the church needs. So asking for opportunities. What have you seen and what cultural differences? Because the Americans ask for what they want, different from what we do.
First, I think we really need to put a bit more effort in staying plugged in. If you want an opportunity and you're still staying in your house, how will the outside world know that you are looking for this opportunity? So you have to make some effort. When you come to an American space, it could be anywhere. We've got presence in Nairobi, Nakuru, Mombasa, Lamu, and in Eldoret, we've got Eldohub that is the closest thing to an American space we have. And actually tomorrow, we're hoping to launch an American Spaces bus that comes to a city near you, right? So
a round of applause for that.
Thank you. So when you think about opportunities, they're up there, you have to grab them. So first things first, use tech. Are you able to set up a Google alert? Maybe you're looking for funding. Set up a Google alert.
Something that's simple that says, I'm looking for small grants in technology. Right? And instead of you asking, mnajua penye nitatoa pesa? No. It comes like a morning briefing to your email. Right? We're making work easier for ourselves, right? Then we have to get ourselves out there. Sorry, I don't know if it's my mic.
Right, maybe we can find out where that is coming from.
It's okay, maybe someone really needs this information.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. Put yourself out there. We're talking about social media. Do people know what you do? Do people know who you are? The version of you that you want the world to know. Sorry. Okay, let me wait.
1, 2.
Can you hear me now? Awesome. So if you're looking for opportunities, speak up. What that could also mean is putting yourself out there, your content, what you do, packaging yourself and setting it up for the world to see. Now you can put an ad as little as 300 bob on WhatsApp status. You know that, right? Yeah. So use every available opportunity. Okay. Find an American corner near you. Ambia jirani, find an American corner near you.
Find an American corner near you.
You know why? Because we give tech for free. So if you're thinking, I wish I had...
Let's try. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So if you're saying, I wish I had a laptop. If I had a laptop, this thing could happen. An American corner will give you access to a laptop. If you're saying, I don't have regular internet, you'll find it there. If you're saying, I wish I had access to a software developer, you'll meet others there, right? So, and there are many other hubs, just that I'm biased, because I think we really have some of the best solutions that are accessible to people. And now you can connect to programs virtually, learn skills, right? Oh, learn skills.
Can you hear her? No? Okay, so Moji, maybe swap microphones. We see if someone's working. Or this other one.
Wow. It's the anointing.
Okay, so find a resource center, right? American corners could be maybe far from you. But if you go to our social media pages, you'll see maybe they have a virtual program you can plug in. So it doesn't matter where you are, plug in. We talked about putting yourself out there, actually asking for opportunities, right? So the US Embassy actually gives grants for people to do amazing projects that are aligned with our goals. So say we want to support upcoming tech innovators, and you know you can actually build the capacity of tech innovators, and you can prove that you've done that. Put your deck together and respond to that call. So you remember you've put a Google alert, it's finally come to your email, you're ready because we talked about being ready at all times. Apply, now you're not feeling rushed because the deadline is tomorrow. You are ready for this from a long time ago. You show up in spaces, you might not consider yourself an expert, maybe you're seeing yourself as someone who just needs to walk into a room. Attach yourself to people like Moji or Magdalene and say, hey, open doors for me. Open doors for me. And for those who have those kinds of access, open doors for other people, right? Open doors for other people, because we need to get to a place where we're not gatekeeping. Yes. We need to get to a place where we see the success of one is the success of all. Yes. So anytime you get to a place where you feel like, I don't have this, therefore I cannot do. Now enlarge your thinking to start thinking about, okay, I don't have a computer, but does someone in my circles have a computer? Move past no. Move past no. You have to move past no. Yeah. Because the day I chose to do that, the day I chose not to be sleeping because I didn't have a job, and I kept going to an American corner, and knowing about all these resources and taking all these free courses and building up my capacity, when the opportunity came, I could actually say, I'm familiar with American spaces. I've learned this course from you guys. And guess what God has done? He has made me the country director of these spaces.
How about
Right?
that?
So you have to shift. I'm talking about a mindset. For me, even as we talk about enlargement, as we talk about all these things, I think we just need a renewal of our minds. If the strategy you're using is not working, course correct. Change. Stop Moji before he leaves and say, you guy, I have a song. Baby, me, I have a song. It has like 2,000 views. This guy needs to tell me what he's doing, right? And then if Moji recognizes that, you know what, I'm in a place where I can open doors, he'll tell me, hey, I've done a few things, but the core thing is this. You go do this, and then let's meet in a month. Let's see what you've done. And you who's been given the opportunity, you have to be faithful with that opportunity.
That's right.
So that you come back and you show fruit. So that now we can keep trusting you with more information.
Yeah, you must do the work, and you must.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's a very big lesson to everyone, because nobody woke up just like that. They worked for it. If you ask everyone seated here, if you ask anybody who seated here in the first 2 rows who have a track record of something, they'll tell you the work, and it wasn't easy. You heard in the morning as Pastor David was telling us here how he watched his dad, you know, preaching on top of a Land Rover that he has to shout, and they come back home and they are cooking ugali on the kerosene sufuria. What do you think that meant for them at that time? But they kept going, and that's where a lot of us miss it, is to stop and not keep going. You wanted to add something to that, Magdalene?
Yeah, I wanted to add something on the opportunities that, I've participated in the U.S. Embassy opportunities, like the Mandela Fellowship, the Tech Women. There are also other programs like, the scholarship for it's called what, Bright what?
Okay, so
Yes.
we have, I could talk about that. So we have Education USA, which takes bright minds to the US to go and actually pursue college education or university education. Where is this information found? Put on Google, US Embassy, Education USA, and something will come up, right? Even if you don't know our URL, our website, you'll find it. Stop Magdalene today and say, you talked about these programs, what else is there? For those who are actually professionals, we've got something called IVLP, International Visitor Leadership Program, which now says, hey, you've grown in your career and we're seeing something amazing in you. Hey, what if we could take you to the US to pair you with another professional in your field so that you can learn and come back, because we're not able to take all the Kenyans, come back and now pass it on to other people. And many, many other programs, even for high schoolers, those who are looking to grow in their English, those who are looking for opportunities in tech. There's a lot of programs, not just for women, because I know that's also another area. We have programs for everyone, and I would encourage you today, if you have some time, come find me after this. Tomorrow at Zion Mall Street, I'll be there. There'll be a big tent there with written American spaces. Stop us, ask us questions that help you move forward.
Yeah. And I wanted to mention that, how I got into this opportunity. So I learned about Mandela Fellowship, I think in 2014. One of my friends had participated in it. So I also wanted to participate in it. And I went to online, learned more about it. I started asking my friends how they can prepare me to be successful in that. I remember, I think at some point I was shortlisted, but I didn't make it. But now in 2018, I was selected. And it's because of someone that I knew and I connected with who helped me. And do you know that, that time before I participated, they say that, an average Mandela Fellow somehow become successful, and, they become, they are already successful if you look at all the Mandela Fellows. So I wanted to be that. And I learned a lot about that. So every year, I organize information session for the Mandela Fellowship as well as the Tech Women. I don't know if you've seen that. You can also be part of it, but also you can come to Eldo Hub and I can share all the information that you need.
Thank you so much, Magdalene. This is such a wealth of information. The Bible says, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. You must find the knowledge. You must be thirsty and hungry enough to find what you're looking for. So I want us to wrap this up, and I would like to just get one particular thing that you would say has kept you on track with discipline. One particular thing. What is it that you do? If you want me to add mine, I'll also add, but one particular thing. We'll start with you, Moji, that you say there's something that you do that is, that discipline must be continued for you to keep going in the field that you're in. Oh, swap. Oh, it's on?
1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, one thing that keeps me going.
Yeah. It could be prayer, that you must pray facing a certain way. I mean, there's a discipline you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or one thing that I do on a daily that keeps me going.
Yes.
I think it's really, I think my pursuit of God, I think that keeps me going.
Yeah.
Because I think in the journey of being an artist or just a person, there are so many things. Even now, seated right here or being in this conference, there are so many things going on in my life that can bring me down or discourage me.
Yeah.
And I think the main thing is really, just keep on pursuing God, because there's so many things, so many nuggets, so many wisdoms, and tunaweza ambiwa 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But really, God is the author of everything. So there are times that we have been discouraged. There are times that maybe you have also gotten a big leap, and it can really get into your head, and you need to go back to God, so that in tough times, in good times, God can be able to keep you on track. So for me, being able to do that on a daily, being able to be part of a church, being able to have a pastor, being able to serve in church and do all these things. I think this, apart from the skill, apart from sharpening your axe every day, apart from, networking and pushing yourself and all these things, God is really at the center of everything. Because you can be a good rapper, a good artist, but have bad character,
Exactly.
and ujilete issues, mobs, maisha. And I think that's what we've seen with so many gospel artists, that at the end of the day, you can be the superstar, the guy who actually does it on stage, but so many other things around you can bring you down or can compromise what God has put inside of you. So I think a daily thing that I do is my devotion to God, my devotion to service, ministry, and all these things. And honestly, that's what keeps me balanced and keeps me going and makes sure that I go mpaka mali nitaenda show
Rio de Janeiro.
Tutaposti clip.
All right, Magdalene, what about you?
Yeah, I think for me is focus, and of course being close to God. If you want to be very, very close to God, start running a business, because sometimes you just ask God, please, I just want to get out of this. So you just have to be close to God. And I think also I come from a background of Christianity, so I believe in God. And sometimes the only thing available is just to ask God, please support me. Let me just get through this. And also focus. I think I've focused so much. And the fact that I'm focusing on technology. And I'm an expert in that. We are an expert in that. We provide that expertise in terms of our trainings. In terms, we have skills development programs. We have a whole tech academy, which you get what what we provide. What we promise you is what we give you. I think we always keep our promise, and our focus is expertise and quality. I think that's, and I have stuck to that, and I've been very consistent about it. And that's why when you talk about tech, people mention my name.
Yeah,
thanks.
Love it. Thank you so much, Magdalene. A round of applause for her. Come on, if we're going to clap, we clap. And Esther, one thing that you do as a discipline to keep you grounded and going for that enlargement?
I would say I'm a believer who has found themselves.
Switch again. Sorry.
That is passing the baton.
Hi, okay. Maybe God is setting us up for a collab just like
Wait.
this. Who knows?
Hey, we heard you were a singer. I heard somewhere you were a singer, so we're waiting.
So I'm a believer, but I also work for the US government, right? So I think perspective, let me say, I think God has allowed me to have perspective of why he has placed me where he has placed me. So that lest I forget, I know that there are many people who are counting on my obedience where he has placed me. But because my boss is already here also, let me also say that I think systems are a good way to create that discipline. It could be as simple as a calendar. It could be as simple as using a calculator so that you don't overspend. What systems are you building? And I've found that having that perspective that allows me to realize my own limitations and therefore put systems in place so that nikiamka nimekimbia, I have to catch a flight or I have to catch a bus and I'm like, oh, I'm so late, I can't even do my devotion. What does that mean? How can I plan? How can I do better? How can I understand the place of grace? How can I, all these things, perspective, so that I'm not beating myself up when I drop the ball, because I do drop balls. Yeah, I'm not beating myself up. So having perspective has really, really helped me in setting up systems.
I love it. I love it. So you've heard it from them. Number one, you're grounding in God. Number two, stay focused. Number three, you have to create systems that make it easier for you to stay the course. Get your perspective right. Thank you so much to this amazing panel talking about discipline as a tool for enlargement. A round of applause for engineer Magdalene Chepkemoi, Eldohab's founder, Moji Shot Baba, gospel artist extraordinaire, and Esther Kingaha, who is from the US Embassy. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Haven't they been fabulous? Thank you so much for listening, and I hope somebody has learned something, has seen a nugget, somewhere to grow. And I will be handing this over back to Nyawera, who is going to take us to the next session. My name is Kalecha Mumo, and I'm honored to be here.
Come on, let's appreciate Kalecha one more time. What a panel that was. My goodness, they didn't tell me Solomon was coming to have a panel discussion. That young man was speaking so well, wasn't he? My goodness. There's something about when two become one. Is that not what the Bible says? If you know, you know. Let's celebrate every one of them that was on the panel. Thank you so much for such a great, great, great contribution of insight. And I pray that even in your field of influence, wherever you're working, that God will remind you to be enlarged in every way. In every way, apart from your body, in Jesus' name. You will expand on every side, apart from physically. All right? So I'm gonna ask us to just be upstanding as we transition into the next session. Now, I just want to give you one small instruction. The next session is one you don't want to even think, consider, breathe of missing. If you know what's good for you, now is a good time for you to tell your neighbor you can't even go far. So this is a great time. If you want to run to the bathroom, you can run. If you want to stretch a little, you can stretch. I'm going to allow for we can take our guests out. I can see Bishop is right there and Mama. I see Reverend. We can usher them out for just a minute. Pastor Oliver as well. We can just be ushered out for just a quick few seconds. This is a health break. Health break is when you just run to do what you need to do and come back quickly. Please make sure that you don't leave your bags unattended. Anything can happen, just be safe. So we're gonna come back in the next 5 minutes, and when you hear the music, you know that you better run back. So I'm welcoming you to please stand up, refresh yourself for just 5 minutes, and we'll be back shortly. Thank you, thank you, thank you all so much. Let's allow our fathers and our pastors here to be excused. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's allow them. Great, 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 great job. I saw our guests from the embassy are also here. We can allow them to be excused as well. Yes, yes, yes. Excellent. Great. It's a health break. Now it's a good time. Just go and stretch a little. Damu isonge. You've sat for 1 hour. Move a little like this. If your neighbor is still seated down, atakubo in the next session.